you can hear me. I'm just showing you some of the craziness that goes on before I leave for a speaking engagement. Right here are some things. Here's some color brochures I'm going to take along. This is my portable GPS, so I don't have to depend on a rental car that doesn't have one. This is my digital recorder, so I can, it has a lanyard on it, so I can hang it around my neck and record notes of anything that I want to put in my speech, or if I'm working on a product that goes in there. Over here is a really great bag. Let me get out of the light here. We're just doing some down and dirty video for you. This is an awesome bag. I've taken this with me all over the world. It appears to be a Jelco brand, Jelco. This part is an outside part that also is removable, so you can unzip it here and take it off here. And even if they reduce the size of the thing at the airport, I can get this to slide through, because when I take this part off, this will fit through and this will fit through, and then I put them back together afterwards. Awesome roll-on bag. Use it to carry a LCD projector. Not my laptop usually. I have a separate bag for that, but my headphones, noise-canceling headphones for the long flights, iPod, camera, that kind of stuff that I don't want to check. And then this little bag has a little handle on it, so that when you unzip it from here, it's a nice travel bag. I take it out if I'm going out sightseeing, which I don't get that much time to do, but if I'm just going out and I need to carry the camera and a bunch of other stuff, that bag makes it really great. So there's a few things. Now I'll take you over to the laptop bag here. Laptop bag, very sturdy, lots of pockets in it. Middle is for the laptop. I carry an extra battery in case I get stuck having to work with no electricity. Let's see, well, that's about all about that. Lots of pockets inside, and carry aspirin and throat lozenges, and I got my little system for where I keep stuff. This is a banner. It's a plastic tube for a banner that is put on my product table, so I usually carry that with me in my suitcase. Here's an example of some package ones, which is funny because I only have one package and a big upsell, so this is what they get at the back of the room. Notice it has this nice handle on it. These bags are nice so people can see through it and see, wow, what did you buy? And then they want to buy one. So that's a handy little thing. So let's see. Well, that's a little, I'll give you some other videos on some other ways I prepare, but it's usually crazy the night before the flight. But this is just some of the things I take with me. Well, this is a color-coded folder. This blue to our operation means this is a speech folder, so this is something I'm going to take with me and guard with my life as I'm on the road. And just some of the things that are in it. This is my calendar book. It never crashes. The hard copy never crashes. These are notes from past events that were similar, so that I remind myself of things that I did and said. Makes it easier to prepare for the next one. Here's some shipping labels that if I have to ship boxes of supplies back that we use to set up for the product table, I have the labels there. This is a Kinko's authorization form, because they require payment. What I usually do is, even though well, FedEx and Kinko's were two great companies, in my not so humble opinion, turned into one crappy company. But anyway, still use Kinko's at this point to email my order and then have all my handouts delivered to the hotel, so that I had to pay in advance with that form. This is just some speaking event information that the girls in the office here fill out for me. Has my airline, my all the boxes that we ship, the FedEx numbers are on here, and so forth. The numbers of supplies that they ship to me and all that kind of paperwork. This is a note to myself that Elise, I talked to her at Kinko's at 6:45 p.m. on September 6th. And this is good, because when you have exact numbers like that, when people say, well, you never talked to me, well, how come I made a note that I did at 6:45 p.m.? The more specific, the better, when people are messing with you on the road. But these are the instructions that I sent for my handouts to be sent for them to print and deliver. Let's see, this is my contract for this engagement. You'll see contracts in other parts of the site. There's an article that I'll probably use during the event. Here's the flyer for the event, so with the schedule that's always subject to change. Reading material for me, book marketing updates, a good one. Just notes of pieces of humor that I've used. The night before, I go over everything in my hotel room several times. Once for humor, once for content, usually content first, once for humor, once for sales techniques, and then practice any stories that I haven't told for a while. Just more humor that I've used, other stuff, humor that I cut out of places and keep handy. Some FedEx forms to send boxes. These are directions. I'm going to be driving from Islip, New York to New York City, so this is the return back to the airport directions. Hotel confirmation, all this stuff. Paper. What happened to the paperless society, right? Let's see, what else we got here? There's just various correspondence with the people that organize the event. Here's more humor. See, when I get up in the room, I'll sit down and organize this and throw all the stuff that's just administrative away from me for the night, and then I'll only go to the engagement with the important stuff that I'm going to deliver. I always keep a copy of my contract in case they try to say, well, you didn't ask for a handheld mic. Well, is that right? Well, here it is right in the contract. See, so it gets rid of a lot of arguments having the agreements. There's just a spare copy of the speaker agreement. Keep a bag to throw receipts in. This is one of my teachers. I'll read that on the way up there. This is a funny book that I use, a little skit. These are the directions to get to the hotel from the airport. And then these are handout masters, hard copies of my handouts, my order forms, whatever other peripheral stuff I'm giving out that I have with me in case everything goes to heck. I can go to a copy shop and have printed copies of all my stuff. So that's my little blue manila folder that goes to every engagement. The speaking engagement in New York. I want to notice a couple things here. Sorry about the they're cutting trees in the neighborhood, so I'll talk a little louder. But I usually get things so that they work in these three little bags. This way it saves you tons in tips. I tell you, I don't mind tipping at all, but a lot of times it's more hassle than what it's worth, and I want things with me, so I can roll the one bag and roll the roll-on with my laptop case on top of it, and no problem. So this is the way I've gone all around the world. Most everything else is shipped, so my assistant is going to be up there in New York catching all the shipments and boxes and checking everything. Then I'll show up with my clothes, my miscellaneous stuff, cameras, projector if necessary. In this case, it's a big event. They have their own projector, and all I have to do is show up my laptop, extra hard drives, and backup stuff in case a laptop goes down. I'll still be able to function with a borrowed laptop. So, and anyway, also we have great license plates here in Virginia. This is the .com license plate. It actually has a .com right on the side of it, and I fit on there perfectly. So there we go. International at the parking lot. You can see not too busy today. There's the terminal building. And the tip here is that I always park at some extreme location. Like this is the top of the parking deck. You can see we're going way over there into the actual city of Virginia Beach is way over there. Or Norfolk, I think that's Norfolk. Because I'll tell you what, when you're on the road, I mean, a lot of us can't even go into the mall and come back and find our car. Right, so you try going on a speaking trip 2 or 3 days, or sometimes a week or 2 weeks, and come back and wonder where the heck your car is really bad. And this one doesn't have a big antenna where you can stick a tennis ball or something. So I park at the extremes of the airport, or the parking, maybe at the top or the bottom. Usually the top is emptier. You can see if I go around here, it's pretty dead today. This is actually a Friday, which kind of surprises me. And I always try to park in the same almost exact place, or as close as possible to it. That way I know that if I didn't park in the exact same place, that my car is close. I'm not going to the different lots. I'm not looking all over the place. I'm not calling security to ride me around, which I have done in the past. So that's just a little travel tip on where to park. Well, here I am at the infamous ABC line at Southwest Airlines. And yes, I know I'm Mr. Big Shot, but this just makes sense sometimes. It would have cost me an extra $1,700 to fly first class to New York for about an hour-long flight. And for that amount of money, I could have another 100 websites built. So Southwest has been great, never lost the luggage. Short hops are excellent, usually on time. Had great luck with this. Also, getting the free trips is great. Couple, I think 4 round trips, you get a free trip. So even though I'm Mr. Big Shot, sometimes this makes more sense. I got a Hertz rental car, and one of the tips here is you always do a very careful walk around before you leave, especially at night, because a lot of times you can't see major scratches and dings, and you just don't want to get into any argument with people that on stuff that was there before you took the car, and then you return it and they want to get you for it. So double check everything, make sure the tires are all blown up. When you get in, I won't do it right now, but when you get in, set your mirrors, find out where the windshield wipers are, find out where the lights are, all that stuff, because you don't want to be fumbling around at the last second. And then also make sure there's no rental car stickers on it, because that's how thieves target people. They see you're a little bit lost and they run you off the road, and they know you're traveling and just a little discombobulated. So there's a little tip on your rental car. Plus, I got my GPS in here somewhere, which will help me find my way into New York City. Well, I'm here in the room in New York City. We're on the 30th floor. Not a great big room here. This is very nice, but nice flat screen TV and all that, but not the greatest of rooms that I'm used to. But we'll take it. But the only reason for this little video is to tell you the first thing I do, the absolute first thing I do when I get into a room, is I grab my suit coat and my shirts and hang them up. All right. I'm still probably going to have to iron the shirts, but the coat, pretty good material, will the wrinkles will hang out or fall out if you just hang it up real quick. Now this coat's only been in the suitcase maybe 15 hours or so, but the longer it's in there, the longer you gotta hang it, or else you're gonna have to iron it. Sometimes I go in the bathroom and hang up things and let them steam while I'm taking a shower, or sometimes I even let it's a little bit wasteful, but I let the shower run and steam up the bathroom to help some of the wrinkles fall out of the clothes. So anyway, there's a little clothing tip.